After studying this module, you shall be able to know about SPSS, learn to open and exit SPSS, understand the SPSS layout, and learn to create data files and enter data. Introduction. What is SPSS? Statistical Package for the Social Sciences, or SPSS as it is most commonly used, is a Windows-based statistical and analytical tool. Data management and data documentation are additional features of this statistical tool. Data can be entered and analyzed. Tables and graphs can be created in this statistical tool. This data then can be used to generate reports, plots of trends, descriptive statistics, that is frequencies, descriptive ratio statistics, and bivariate statistics, that is means, t-test, ANOVA, correlation and non-parametric tests, prediction for numerical outcomes like linear regression, and complex statistical analysis such as factor analysis and cluster analysis. Apart from social sciences, SPSS is also used in the fields of educational, market and health research and survey companies and many others. In this module, we will learn how to open and exit the SPSS package and understand the layout of SPSS. Entering data in the data editor and inserting missing variables and cases shall also be discussed. Open and exit SPSS. Opening SPSS. The SPSS package can be opened on the computer in any of the following two ways. 1. By double clicking the left mouse button on the SPSS shortcut icon on the desktop, or 2. By clicking the left mouse button on the start menu on the desktop, click on all programs and select SPSS. After using any of the above mentioned approaches, the SPSS windows will open and a screen as in the figure will open. The startup dialog box on the screen offers the user to choose any of the 6 choices of what to do, namely run the tutorial, type in data, run an existing query, create new query using database wizard, open an existing data source and open another type of file. If the user chooses to cancel the startup dialog box, the SPSS data editor window in which the data entered is displayed. The user could either directly enter data or choose an existing file from the File menu tab. Exiting SPSS. To close the SPSS statistical package, the user can either click on the Close button on the upper right corner of the SPSS spreadsheet or exit from the File menu. When either of the two approaches is used, it will assist the user in closing down SPSS. On exiting, a dialog box will appear for every data sheet asking the user if they want to save changes to the corresponding data sheet. To save changes before exiting, click Yes, click No to exit without any changes to the spreadsheet, or click Cancel to make further changes in the spreadsheet. SPSS Layout. The SPSS statistical tool has a menu bar at the top of the screen and 3 main windows, namely SPSS Data Editor, SPSS Output Viewer and SPSS Syntax Editor. Each of these windows represents a separate type of SPSS file. These windows allow the user to view the data, the statistical output and the programming commands respectively. SPSS Data Editor. The SPSS Data Editor window allows the user to enter and manipulate the data. The Data Editor window is a working copy of the data in SPSS. Data can be viewed and manipulated in the Data Editor window. Creating new variables, redefining existing variables and entering data is done in the Data Editor windows. Changes to the data are permanent only once the data file is saved. The data file is saved in a .sav extension. The SPSS Data Editor has 2 views, namely the data view and the variable view that can be selected from the lower left hand corner of the data editor window. The data view. To display the data view, make the data editor window the active window and click on the data view tab. The data view displays the data and the variables the user creates and enters. Here, each column represents a variable and the row represents cases or observations. Each cell contains a data value of the variable for each case. All the cases and observations should be of the same type, that is either numeric or string. Variable view. The user can define the format of the data to be entered when creating a file in the variable view. In the variable view, each row is a variable and each column is an attribute that is associated with that variable. The user can add and delete variables and manipulate the attributes of the variables. The variable attributes in SPSS are as follows. Variable name. The variable name cannot be duplicated. Each variable name is unique. The first character of the variable name has to be a letter or any character like @ hashtag or $sign. The next character can be a letter, either uppercase or lowercase, number or any other character. Spaces are not permitted in variable name. Reserved keywords like all, and, by, not, or, to, with cannot be used as variable names. Variable type defines the data types of each variable. Numeric is a default variable type for all data, but it can be changed to other types as in the figure. The most commonly used variable type is numeric or string. Variable label descriptive allows the user to give a description of each variable as against the variable name. This is analogous to value labels for data values. Several variables may share the same variable label. Missing values, which are defined by user. The user can designate a certain data value that SPSS can ignore while calculating statistics. For example, an item on a questionnaire is unanswered. A data value of 9 can be attributed to that item, and consequently SPSS treats the 9s in a variable as a missing value for that missing data. The other minor variable attributes like column width, decimal, alignment and measurement level correspond to the data display. SPSS Output Viewer. The SPSS Output Viewer displays the statistical output of the data that user enters or graphs that are created. It displays the syntax for the commands given by the user. Error messages are also displayed in the output viewer. The SPSS Output Viewer permits the user to edit and print the results. The output is saved in a .spv extension. The output viewer is divided into the left and the right pane. The left pane displays an outline of the content of the output, and the right pane displays the results of the data, including tables, charts and text outputs. SPSS Syntax Editor. The SPSS Syntax Editor is used when working directly with the SPSS programming language. It permits the user to write, edit and run commands in the SPSS programming language. The syntax files are saved as a plain text with a .sps extension. Entering data. To create a new data set, the user should start by defining the names and attributes of variables first and then enter the specific data value for each variable. Each row in the data editor is for individual case and each column is for a particular variable. Sometimes variables and cases are found missing and hence can be easily added even after the initial data has been entered. Entering data in the variable view. Before the user starts entering data by directly typing information in each cell, the variables have to be named and its attributes specified. To do this, the user should open the SPSS data editor and go to the variable view by clicking on the lower left corner of the spreadsheet. Steps to be followed to enter data in the variable view are: 1. Assign a name to the variable keeping the rules of naming a variable in mind. An error message will appear if a name is designated to a variable that SPSS does not allow. Detailed rules can be viewed under the help menu of the menu bar. 2. Select a type of the variable, commonly used are numeric and string. For the numeric data, the width refers to the number of characters and decimal refers to the decimal places to be displayed in the data view. Variables consisting text are assigned the string type. For example, if gender is the variable, then the types would include male and female. Since SPSS is case sensitive and any error in naming the variable type, example female starting with a small f or female starting with a capital F, may be problematic. Hence, it is suggested to use numbers for categories. 3. The width and decimal columns are set to default, 8 characters for width and 2 for decimal. This number may be changed as per the need of the user. 4. The detailed information of the variable can be provided in the label column. For example, variable label of socioeconomic status would correspond to the SES variable name. The values column allows the user to assign variable labels. For example, the user may assign 1 to males and 2 to females. Align your data in the cells by using the align column and choose between right justified, left justified or center. Entering observations in the data view. After specifying the variables in the variable view, the user can click on the data view on the lower left corner of the spreadsheet and start entering the data and observations. The case or observation number is automatically given in the extreme left column. This is not saved as data. To enter the data values, select a cell, type in the data and press enter. The cursor moves to the cell below the typed in cell. The user can manually select the cell in which they wish to enter the data. If the data is missing in any cell, it is displayed as a blank or a period. For any missing value, the user can assign 9 as the missing value for such cases. Inserting a variable. After specifying the type of variables, if the user wants to further add a variable, the user should, in variable view, highlight the row before which the user wants to add the new variable and click insert variable on the data menu. Or in data view, highlight the variable column before which the user wants to add the new variable and click the insert icon. Either of the approaches will add a new variable required to the SPSS spreadsheet. In the variable view, name the variable, label the variable as per its attribute and enter the data value in the data view. Inserting an observation or case. In the data view, if the user finds a missing case and wants to add the case to the spreadsheet, the user should, in data view, highlight the row before which the user wants to add the missing case and click insert case on the data menu. Or in data view, highlight the row before which the user wants to add the missing case and click the insert icon. Either of the approaches will add a blank row for the missing case before the highlighted row on the SPSS spreadsheet, and the data can be added for the missing case. Summary. Statistical Package for Social Sciences, that is SPSS, is a statistical software for managing and analyzing data. On opening the SPSS software, the user can choose to run the tutorial, type in data, run an existing query, create new query using database wizardry, open an existing data source, or can open another type of data source. The SPSS software has three windows: the data editor, output viewer, and the syntax editor to view the data, the statistical output, and the running commands. The data editor has two views. The data view displays the working data, and the variable view displays the defined variables and its attributes. Variables and its attributes can be assigned in the variable view. The data value or the cases and observations are reported in the data view.